TikTok ban tomorrow. Don't know how it will roll out or what it will look like. I used to be grumpy because mine is not a U.S. It's a Mexico TikTok, and I was kind of sad um, because it's a completely different situation. And now I feel kind of glad about it. Yeah, don't know what it will look like. It's really just hilarious. Like, this is what happens when people who try to control and abusers like do abusive and controlling things. Listen, the thing about TikTok, as I was saying, like I was kind of grumpy that mine is Mexico-based TikTok because I don't have access to the same content and media. Like I'm gonna have to work really hard, and I don't put that into the app to like try to teach it um, to show me other things. And so this idea that banning TikTok is kind of like, listen, TikTok, it's a very insular thing. Like you have to work pretty hard to get other information. And like, yes, there is like this like awakening, but that is reflected across like all of the apps, right? It's reflected across Meta, it's reflected across TikTok. And so what's happening is they're leaving Meta and in preparation for TikTok being banned, they're going to, I think Red Note seems to be the one that's won. And the funny thing is so inside of TikTok, you weren't having Americans, United States Americans interacting with other cultures, really. Like All Eyes on Rafa was trending, like Free Palestine was trending, which is why it broke out of people's algorithms. But before that, people were pretty like in their insular worlds. And so now what you have is you have people going over to Red Note, which is very much entrenched in a different culture because it's a Chinese app. They speak Mandarin, I believe, along with several other languages. But it's predominantly Mandarin. And so you have Americans engaging with Chinese people directly, having direct conversations around government, around policy, around how like they just are not understanding a lot of the really like fucked up backward things. And so you have people who were in their little isolated bubbles where like it was pretty insular, and now they're going into this entire app, and they're learning Mandarin. Duolingo has like supported a bunch of new downloads, and it's another Chinese owned app. People are not flocking to Meta. So I hear that people are like buying, all of these like politicians are buying stocks in Meta. No, Meta's been abusive. Meta's been awful, and people have been planning on how to move on. You see more people opening up Substacks, outside of these like scare tactics, sort of like, oh, the fact checking. Listen, do you all remember when fact checking rolled out? Do you all remember when fact checking rolled out? And how activists and organizers were getting dogged with fact checking, and how really fact checking has been relatively right wing all along. And so they're moving it to from California to Texas. Like that's it's gonna be more of a dumpster fire than it already was. People aren't trying to go back. Once you show your hand, like you cannot control people. Now all you've done is now people are learning different languages and you're decentering. So you took yourself out of the market. You took yourself out of the market. So the whole thing is like everything is marketed towards the United States. Everything, all of these, why is everything in English? Like, yeah, you could say England, blah, 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 but not really. Everything is marketed to the United States. The United States was like, we are the center. And they tried to bully this company. It's not even, like, it's a Chinese-owned company, but it's running out of Singapore. Like I said, it's very insular. And so they tried to bully this company. This company was like, we're a global company. Like, you'll be back. No, we're not selling. Fuck you. And so now the United States has decentered themselves. And so now this whole market is going to other places. And they're like, oh, yeah, wait, actually. And they're learning things. They're learning more and more about how backward the United States is. It's hilarious. And so Fall of the West is hilarious. I love this song. Like no one, everyone's working to get on Meta. Everyone's got Substacks. They've got, they're organizing their collectives. Okay, they're doing their newsletters. They've got their Patreons. They're doing Blue Sky. They're doing, Red Note. They're doing all these things, and they're learning more and more. And the hilarious thing is that it's like banning. We'll see how it rolls out. But banning TikTok, except for like a few government officials, to manipulate the outside world. Listen, you're not going to manipulate it. You're not fooling anyone. Everyone knows you're garbage. Like everyone knows you're evil and abusive. They're going to be there. Wouldn't people be like, gee, I only ever see like the United States cabinet on this God, that's really peculiar, and they keep talking about the same thing. Like, no, people don't give a fuck. You've decentered yourself from the market. Further, you're breaking. And TikTok is an addiction. The social media is an addiction. So you're breaking people from their addiction. So you're showing them, hey, you're actually okay without this app. And you know what they're gonna do next? They're gonna hop off Meta too, because they're gonna be like, actually, you know what, motherfucker, like this. I can't have TikTok. I can't have fine. We're gonna do other things. So basically, you're just supporting them and realizing that they don't need your raggedy ass, and supporting them in realizing how absolutely backward the United States is. And a note on Red Note, kids. A note on Red Note. We always we shit on the United States, absolutely. And also, the anti-blackness, right, of the Chinese people on the whole. I mean, like, generalizations, blah, blah, blah. It is a deeply known issue. The way that Chinese people behave in Africa. Like, just do some little Googling. Chinese people enslaving Africans, 2021. Just do a little Google. The Uyghur Muslims, the genocide. They're like, oh, they don't understand collections agencies. You know what they do understand? They understand genocide. They understand genocide. Okay, so like, let's stay focused. Eat some popcorn for those of us who are, fans of pattern recognition and have been dealing with dysfunction. And get that rest. You'll be back at it soon, but get that rest. And it's really just funny. Yeah, decentering the United States. People learning Mandarin. Systems breaking. Oh, honorable mention to Burkina Faso. My hubby, he said colonial wigs where? Colonial wigs where? Not in our country. Not in our country. He's sexy as fuck too, listen. I know we're not supposed to do that, but they're my people, and I find him pleasing. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the TikTok ban. Abusers stay abusing. Listen, they help you. They help you. They help you to show you who they are. They help you to realize, I actually don't need to engage with this. I think it's hilarious. They thought that people were going to flock to Meta, and it didn't even shut down yet, and people were already learning Mandarin. Already just completely, evaluating our entire democratic structure, oligarchical society, just completely like pulling up the roots. I love it. I love this song. I love this song. You can still find me on TikTok because, like I said,